I went to my local gay bar here in Northampton in Boston against my better judgment. I say that because I'm a 43-year-old man and I've been to enough dominant white gay spaces to know the politics of gay bars, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But first, I'd like to just quickly tell you what happened last night. As I said, I'm 43 and my husband's even older than me, so when we go out, we need disco naps. And true to form, whenever we're out, he always takes a 10-minute power nap if we're at a friend's or wherever. So when I didn't see him as we were on the dance floor last night, I said, uh-oh, he's somewhere asleep. And this happened a few years ago at the same club that he gets woken up and threatened to get kicked out if he doesn't wake up. So seeing the guard go over to talk to him, I said, uh-oh, let me go over and try and defuse this. So I went over and I said to the guy, listen, he just needs 5 minutes. And then we'll stay for another hour and buy drinks and enjoy ourselves. Is that okay? Now, this is in the club, right? So I say it again. I'm like, listen, can we please, I'm begging you, he just needs 5 minutes, da, da, da. And this guy very quickly gets incensed. He's a young, butch kind of white guy. And he grabs me and he says, you're not hearing me. And he literally pushes me out. It's 5 degrees at 3 o'clock in the morning. And even before protesting, I said, well, wait a minute, let me get my coat. And he's like, where's your coat? But he's literally aggressively pushing me out the door. By this time, the two other people I'm with, my partner and a friend, had come out, grabbed their stuff, and kind of asking what's going on. And I'm quite incensed, but I'm listening to this guy now say, oh, he became aggressive and this kind of thing. And I'm like, wait a minute ago, I was just that I dissented. I didn't agree with what you said. And whether or not I did so aggressively we know how Black people's aggression is read to the extent that we get hurt. So I'm pretty sure that I wasn't physically aggressive to him. And I've had witnesses watching to say, actually, you didn't aggress him. Now, whether or not I shouted at him, he can say, because this is in the middle of a loud club, so I assure you that I was speaking loudly. But it was just the typical politics of a gay bar where, as a Black person, your music is welcomed, but you're not necessarily, unless you're participating in the politics of the gay bar, which is someone will come up to you and say, can you teach me how to do that dance? That happens to me all the time, and I realize that I'm quote unquote a good dancer, but there's something peculiar when you start hearing a lot of Black people say these kinds of things. And I remember talking to my grandmother about going into mixed spaces, in the 40s and saying this, that white people, they would cross the color line for that. And in those spaces, teach me how to dance. And that's a typical kind of thing that goes on in that pub. I've never been in there when there've been more than 2 other Black people in there with me at the same time. And while the club will probably say, well, there's nothing racist that we're doing, they used to have a ban on certain kinds of music that would attract certain kinds of people. They used to racially profile people at the door and frisk certain kinds of people. It's happened to me, and I've asked others. I've stood back and watched and seen how selective it is. And so I just feel very ill at ease that our small town gay bars participate in the same old racial politics that our society does at large.